Hey, it's Wally Adamchik, president of Firestarter Speaking and Consulting, and welcome to Construction Leadership from A to Z, 26 words to lead by. And today, brought to you by the letter K, knowledge. And a legendary smart guy, Albert Einstein, said, information is not knowledge. Knowledgeable, possessing or exhibiting knowledge, insight, intelligent, well-informed, discerning. The opposite would be uneducated, uninformed, or ignorant. There is a high expectation that the leader be competent in the assigned task or specialty that they are supervising. The expectation comes in some level in all endeavors, but workers want the boss to know what they do and to have at least a rudimentary understanding of how it's done. At a minimum, the leader should be familiar with the task. Even better, they should have some proficiency at it. Former Bank of America CEO Brian Moynihan, quote, knows his stuff soup to nuts and expects you to know your stuff also, said Anne Fouchain, the Bank of America's Global Strategy and Marketing Officer. She had worked for Moynihan for 15 years, so she knew him well. Compare that to the classic CEO as founder who begins to lose control of the business because they don't have a broader knowledge base to enable them to lead. Research by Harvard professor Noam Wasserman shows that the percentage of founder CEOs who go the distance is extremely low, especially in high potential ventures. People like Bill Gates or Larry Ellison, who were able to lead their companies for quite a while, get all the attention because they are rare, not because they're typical. The importance of this trait is not limited to business. Former NFL receiver and often Peyton Manning go-to guy, Austin Collie, reported, the difference between here and college is not the speed, it's the knowledge. Research does show that knowledge is a solid predictor of success. Knowledge gained through workplace experience was 6 times more important than grades earned in school in predicting performance of new employees. I contend that formal education coupled with life and job experience is a superior combination when ably applied. I have run into too many managers who have come up through the ranks who exhibit a disdain for formal education. I remember being asked to drop out of my MBA program at the University of North Carolina by a manager who professed that his MBA, mop bucket attitude, was superior. Now, a mop bucket attitude was a way of thinking based on coming up through the ranks, which gave a high degree of familiarity with how the work was done. It was also a test of character to see if one didn't mind hard work and getting dirty. It's good, but recognizing the importance of education and having my character honed by the Marines, I declined his request and completed my degree, which opened doors previously unimagined. The construction and restaurant industries are 2 industries where the path to the top has traditionally come through the ranks. This placed capable and often successful technical experts in senior leadership positions, but rarely were they the total package. They relied on that mop bucket attitude rather than acquire new knowledge. I have seen restaurants in fast food and casual dining be placed in terrible locations because solid data analysis was not conducted. It was left to the gut feel of the boss who drove around the neighborhood and proclaimed it good. These home run locations were soon revealed to be strikeout locations, and soon the financial distress of the entire company manifested. A little formal knowledge would have gone a long way in these cases. Now, as mentioned earlier, leaders get paid for their judgment, and this is sharpened with an ever-increasing knowledge base. You can't exercise judgment if you don't have knowledge of what you are judging and the context in which you are operating. This requirement for knowledge is made more necessary in a world where information expands to fill all available time and knowledge is increasing. Like, this is tough to catalog, but a look at the number of English words is a good start. The Encyclopedia Americana reports that the vocabulary has grown from 50 to 60,000 words in Old English to 800,000 words in an unabridged dictionary of today. Now, obviously, much of that growth comes from new technology. Interestingly, about 80% of the words stem from Latin. You may be familiar with Moore's law about the doubling of computer power every 20 months. This doubling enables more learning. How about Kurzweil and his analysis of history and technology, showing that technology is changing at an exponential rather than a linear rate? So in his estimation, we won't experience 100 years of progress in the 21st century. It'll be 20,000 years of progress at today's rate. Heck, the venerable Oxford English Dictionary will probably not survive in print for the next decade or so. The online Oxford English Dictionary now gets 2 million hits a month from subscribers. The average person today consumes almost 3 times as much information as the typical person consumed in 1960, according to University of California, San Diego research. If you are not increasing your knowledge, you're falling behind. Peter Drucker wrote, in the post-capitalist society, value is now created by productivity and innovation, both of which are applications of knowledge at work. So, knowledge in the general sense is not only important, but it's foundational for success. The Marines, too, recognize the importance of knowledge, with it being one of the traits of leadership. They define it as understanding of a science or an art. The range of one's information, including professional knowledge and understanding of your Marines. Notice they take it from the professional to the personal. It says you must know and understand your people, what they're doing, and what they're going through. First, this is a respect issue, but second, it's a direction issue. Employees rightly believe that if the boss doesn't know what they do and how they do it, they will be unable to make the right decisions on how to effectively employ them, to implement changes that positively impact performance, and to improve the team's ability to capitalize on future opportunities. Let's be clear that knowledge and the pursuit of knowledge is not limited to the Fortune 500. Now, these big firms may have huge training departments and budgets and regularly send employees for advanced degrees, but smaller firms can apply this principle too. Over 80% of the finalists in the recent Top Small Company Workplaces list offer some kind of educational assistance. The final consideration here is the transfer of knowledge. Experience happens on the job. Learning or knowledge happens in the debrief. Postmortems or after actions, call them what you will, but the world's best organizations do a superior job of conducting after action reports and reviews, and then in communicating the learning from these reviews across the organization. The quality of the reviews is directly attributable to the interest and support of a leader who recognizes the importance of continually developing knowledge. Successful leaders know and understand the jobs they supervise. They seek to learn about the world they operate in and are naturally curious to gain knowledge. They make sound decisions based on that knowledge, which increases their credibility and their overall effectiveness. In short, the leader of the future will be a leader who is a learner, who becomes more knowledgeable with time. Bertrand Russell remarked, "The good life is inspired by love and knowledge." All right, let's jumpstart your knowledge here. Always have something to read for when you're standing in line or waiting for an appointment. Now, that's a heck of a lot easier with your iPhone now, but it need not always be news and Facebook that you're looking at. Know what I mean? Turn off your TV, the computer, your cell phone. Read things. Subscribe to and read the professional journal for your industry and for the industry of your major customers. Subscribe to and read executive book summaries. Every month, 3 books, 8 pages, home run. And learn to listen. Haven't we already talked about this one? All right, knowledge in action. American Infrastructure, or AI, is a vertically integrated heavy civil contractor operating in the mid-Atlantic states. Consistently ranked in the E&R Top 400, it was founded in 1939 and remains a highly successful contractor. This success is based on the core values of the organization and their clear vision. The key tenets are centered on the ability to compete successfully with the best, fastest, and safest competitors in the world, to build a great place to work, and to leave footprints in the industry. This can be a challenge with over 2,000 people working across the heart of the eastern seaboard of the United States. But this challenge has been met head on. To move forward and towards its vision, AI recognized the need for more and better education for all team members. It created the Continuous Learning Center, which publishes annually the catalog of courses. Now, this catalog looks like a course catalog you would see at the finest universities and covers technical education as well as supervisory skills. And now they've added simulators for equipment. Development isn't for the chosen few, it's for the many. Ross Meyer, as the president, believed that the best leaders are grown internally. And the only way to do that is to invest heavily in getting them ready to lead. Bob Capps was one of those long-time employees who had grown into a new role. He moved from being a builder of roads to a builder of people as he assumed positions of leadership in the education arm of AI. He explained the importance of continuous learning, starting with the hour employee up through the chain of command, and went on to say, there is a true pipeline here for developing leaders for the next level. We firmly believe that this is the key to our continued success. Training Magazine has recognized AI on its top 125 list of firms that provide the best training in the country. They're a construction company, remember? It ranked third across the US and several other countries for organizational commitment to training and demonstrating enterprise-wide success through employee learning and development by the American Society for Training and Development. It has been recognized as one of the best places to work in Pennsylvania. Now, great places to work are characterized by trust, pride, and camaraderie, and they do deliver higher financial performance. These accomplishments are noteworthy, but AI is a construction company, right? The true indicator of success for AI is industry recognition, all of which they have received. Every year it has projects winning as the best at something. It has stronger retention of employees. Put it all together, put all this knowledge together and underpin it with solid values, and you have a profitable construction company that is among the best in the nation. All right, let's do a little application here for your knowledge. Good time to break out the journal, take some notes. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate on this trait? How do you acquire new knowledge? Is this enough for you at this point in your life, or do you need to get back into it? List someone you know who exemplifies this trait, and why did you write them down? How well do you do and create opportunities for others in your firm to gain knowledge? And what one thing will you do differently on this idea of knowledge going forward? Well, there you have it, brought to you by the letter K, knowledge, a true differentiator for you. Construction leadership from A to Z. I'm Wally Adamchik, and I'll see you next time. So make sure you subscribe because I don't want you to miss anything. Talk to you soon.